Looking for my headphones, everyone. So you are life coaching with Karen. If you are peeking in, because we know that some of us peek in, or if you will come through and catch the replay, feel free to hashtag replay. Got chapstick all over my mouth. Anyway, you all, I usually do not go live on Tuesdays, but I did not get a chance to go live. But I hope you all read the motivational Monday quotes and tips that I shared with yesterday. Today actually has been a busy day. That is one of the reasons why I don't go live because I knew I had a client meeting today. But you are life coaching with Karen. Welcome to my channel. Thank you to all of my subscribers. And for those of you who will be coming in, thank you for tuning in and thank you for sharing out. I know that I'm using my phone. You also, I'm trying to prop up my phone. I know that you all may be getting off work or finishing up work or whatnot, but I wanted to come on here real quick and I'm going to switch my earphones. Just want to chat with you a little bit about some thoughts, you know, about the way, sorry, about the way that we think or whatever, and um, just how we perceive certain things. And the title of this video is "You Never Know." Well, why act? So the title is "Why Act," and then subtitle is like "You Just Never Know." And I think most times when we are sharing things or going through life events, or we have questions or concerns about something, we tend to hold back from answering those questions. And I'm just throwing out examples. Like sometimes we feel like a question is a silly question or a stupid question, or should I, or did somebody else ask the same question? It's just like being in class and it's just like being in class and you're wondering and looking from your right to your left and wondering, is someone going to ask the same question that you're thinking about asking? And it's like we try to read people's minds and we can't do that. Just like we can't expect for people to read our minds, we need to understand that we can't read their minds as well. No one can read each other's minds. And that's why I had talked about on on the last couple of videos, really, it's probably been about a month now, where I shared about how we need to open our mouth and be bold. Back in January, I talked about how it's so important for us to open up our mouth because we're always trying to think for other people. And just like no one can think for us, we can't think for other people. And it makes sense to ask the questions. If you got a burning question or you need a burning answer or something like that, ask. If it's something, if you have um say you have advice that you want to share, experiences, past experiences that you want to share, and you're like, I don't know what this person or what these people may think about this or that. We got to stop trying to think for each other, and we got to start reading each other's mind and just be open and stop. It's a part of fear because you fear that someone is going to reject what you're saying. You fear that somebody's going to reject your question. You fear that someone is not going to accept your statement that you may make, and make everybody might not reject your question or reject your answer or any advice and tips that you have had in the past, like experiences that you have had in the past, and you want to share them. And to be honest, some people may not receive what you're saying, but some people who need to hear what you're saying, who needs to hear your question, who needs to hear your statement, they're going to be they're going to be receptive of it, and they're going to accept it because it's something that they need to hear, because they may be in a similar situation that you used to be in, or they may have that same burning question that you have. I guess what I'm trying to say is that we need to uh open up our mouth. And again, number two, we're going to talk about being bold and open up our mouth and just answering asking the questions that we need to ask and getting the resources that we need to get in our daily lives, because no one can read our minds, and we got to stop trying to think for each other. And then that's why you should ask. Some people be like, well, why ask this, or why do I can't somebody else? I'm pretty sure somebody else have that same question I have, but that person may not speak of that. They may not articulate that question the way that you're going to articulate it. And just like when we need something, if we need something and we're looking for resources, you never know what's going to happen until you try. You never know what's going to happen. Either it's going to be a yes or no. Either something is going to be available or something's not going to be available. And even if something is not available, guess what? You go to the next thing, or you go to the next resource and you ask the same thing. And I just think that that is important for us to do. That is important for us to ask ourselves this: why ask? Ask yourself why ask. Those are the reasons why you should ask the questions that you need to ask, those burning questions that you have in your mind and your heart, and you're thinking, I don't know how this person is going to take this. Or if I'm on a job or something, you may say, I don't know how my boss is going to take this. I don't know how my manager is going to feel about me asking him this question when we have this meeting. Or I don't know how he's going to feel about our private, when I say private meeting, I mean like a quarterly meeting or anything like that where you get your reviews done. Some corporate jobs, they have quarterly reviews or whatever, individual meetings, things that they can approve on, things that they can work better at, or things that they're just doing great at. But there's always room for improvement. We know that. Like, we all know there's always room for improvement. So it's like sometimes you're scared to ask certain questions, but don't be scared to ask certain questions. Don't be scared to give suggestions and things that you know that you've experienced. Because when you go into the room, just because you see someone that may be in a higher position than you, or whatever, that don't mean that they get to answer all those questions. Like, you are a leader in your own way, and you are a leader yourself. You are a leader in areas that other people are not a leader in. And so that's why it's so important for us to show up, in our leadership um, capabilities. It's important for us to show up and show our leadership and show what we have. What strengths do we have in leadership? And be bold and walk in rooms that you never thought that you would walk in, saying, "Hey, I can do this, and I can share my experiences. I can let's ask these questions. Let's see if we can get a resolution. Let's see if we can solve the problem to some of these areas in our lives, whether that's on the corporate job, whether that's on your business, whether you're working on a business plan. Maybe it could be a parent meeting at school. Some of us parents were on the PTA meeting. Any type of lifestyle barriers or whatnot, you need to know that you are valuable and that you are a leader in your own way, and that you have to ask as many questions, because all of us, we none of us really, we don't know it all. It may be some that may be smarter than us in some areas, but we can't, you know look to the right or left and say, hey, well, they know more than me, or they've been doing this for years, or they've been, so I know they know. No, that's a wrong thinking. Because they may not know. They may be sitting in the same room as you, and they may not even know a clue to, what they're going to say, or what they're doing, or what question that they have in their mind. They could be thinking the same thing that you're thinking. Like, if I ask this question, will a person look at me different? What I'm saying is that just be bold enough to get all types of advice that you need, all the types, all the types of tips, resources that you need. Ask those questions that you think are silly. They're not silly questions. There's no wrong answers. If someone asks you something, whether you're in a professional setting or whether that's in your lifestyle, that's why we research. That's why we, you know, research and study and, ask for help. And sometimes we don't want to ask for the help. But how are you going to know something, and how are you going to get better at something if you don't ask for the help? Um, because there are resources out here. You just have to make sure that you are connected to the right resources. You have to make sure that you're doing um your job to the capability, whether that's being a full-time mother or student, entrepreneur, business owner, whatever that is, whatever your role is, you are a leader. What I'm saying is that you are a leader in every role that you play in. So remember that, and remember that no answer is the wrong answer, and no question is a stupid question. And we have to get out of that. We got so many, like I said, we have so many goals and so many dreams, and there's so many things that are deep rooted in our hearts and minds, and things that we want to do, but we're not sure of how things will take off. But you got to believe, and you got to have the value, and you've got to have the consistency. You've got to have the heart to know, if I believe in what I want to put out, and then others will believe in it too, because they're going to know that I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I'm passionate about how I'm helping others. I'm passionate about doing this work, or doing this job, or doing this role over here. They have to see the zeal and excitement, and they have to see the integrity in it. They have to see the belief in it, but you have to have it first so they can see it. And so we got to stop thinking that things, even if some things don't work out, that don't mean that you stop searching right there. That don't mean that you just give up everything and be like, boom, because there will be some rejections. Like I said, there will be some people that don't want to hear, what I'm saying, your meeting. They may not want to listen to your meeting. They may not want to listen to what you're saying at the given time, but there is going to be somebody in the room that's going to need what you're saying. So I just want you all to be encouraged today. And that is another motivation tip for you all. I just wanted to come in here real quick because I did not get a chance to go live on yesterday, but I did post the motivational quotes on yesterday for Motivational Monday. But happy Tuesday. These are Tuesday tips for you all. And just be encouraged, and know that, walk boldly, and know that you're valuable just like anybody else. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and comment, and share. Talk to you soon on the next video. Bye.